Hey guys, welcome to Banter Man Bhatt. I'm your host Achal Bhatt, and today I'm going to review the Bollywood movie Crew. So Crew is directed by Rajesh Krishnan, who prior to this had directed a movie called Loot Case, which actually is pretty decent. So if you haven't watched it, then I'd say give it a watch. Now I really was looking forward to watching Crew, a women-driven film with some terrific actors. But does the movie live up to its expectations? Let's go ahead and take a look. So Crew revolves around the lives of predominantly three women who are air hostesses in this airline called Kohinoor, which basically hasn't paid its staff salaries in 6 months and is kind of going bankrupt. Sounds familiar? Sounds a little bit like Kingfisher? Well, guess what? The movie hasn't shied away one bit from rubbing this in. For starters, the CEO of this company, wait for it, is named Vijay Walia. Yep, that's right, Vijay Walia. Could you be any closer? I don't know. But the last time I saw a reference as directly pointed at Vijay Walia was in the movie Money Hai To Honey Hai.
Mr. Walia! The perfect combination of style and success and heart drop of the beautiful rocking girls!
But this guy is shown as a mix of Malia and Subrata Roy of Sahara, and there's lots of dialogues and references in the movie where he talks about things like family and parivar, just like how Sahara had the whole Sahara parivar concept. Well, anyways, back to the story. So on one of their flights, their boss ends up dying and the three air hostesses find a bunch of gold bars strapped to his chest. And at this point, they begin to think if they should get in on this or not. So well, let's go ahead and take a look at what's good and what's bad in this movie. So starting off, the film has some good cinematography and overall is good to look at. There's some cool and interesting lighting used in certain sequences, and overall the film is shot well. The movie also has some beautiful locations and the director has done a very good job in showing their scale. Now speaking of the acting, all three, Kareena, Tabu and Kriti, are very good actresses, there's no doubt about that. And they've done a very good job in this movie in portraying their respective parts as well. But unfortunately, the story mainly revolves around them and there's no other character in the movie that's got as much of a screen presence or screen time. From the supporting cast, Rajesh Sharma is good in his role and Trupti Kamkar does a good job of playing the suspicious, no-nonsense customs officer. But what disappointed me is that Diljit and Kapil Sharma have been wasted in this movie. Diljit still has a decent-ish part, but his character is mostly flat throughout. And that's a pity for someone who has such great acting potential and such a wide acting range. Kapil, on the other hand, is barely even seen in the movie. Now, at the end of the movie, they are credited as guest and special appearance. But the fact is that you've shown them in your trailers and promos and the audience already has a certain expectation. They want to come in and see them do a certain level of comedy or at least be involved in certain important subplots. And this unfortunately does not happen in this movie, which just creates a very unsatisfying feeling. So moving on to the other few good things in this movie. The next thing up here is costumes. The costumes of the overall crew and also what people just wear in general in the movie are done well. The background music of this movie also goes well with most scenes and is used effectively by the director. I especially like the Sona Kitna Sona Hai remix and the way it's used in the different scenes. And lastly, coming to production design. The production design in the movie overall has been done well, be it the set of the plane or the airports or the hotels. It's all been done up well, but the production design lacks a certain attention to detail at times. For example, you see multiple boards throughout the movie, like signages and stuff like that. A lot of these are in places where it would be a little downtrodden or, like a Sargari office, something of that sort. And over there you see freshly painted boards with just some umber powder sprinkled on them to give it that old sort of feel. So it doesn't give you the actual old authentic kind of vibe that it should. It just seems a little made up, and the most glaring one over here is the one of the Sabzi Mandi, where that Sabzi Mandi board just looks a little too fake. But well, these are just smaller points. Overall, the production design of this movie is actually pretty good. The movie also has a lot of brand placement, but hey, it's done well. So honestly, the film's first half is actually pretty good and I really was looking forward to watching the second half post the interval. But the film just takes a completely different turn in the second half. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's bad. So the movie's second half suffers from some very lazy writing, but the subplots are half-baked and just very convenient. Also, what doesn't help the movie is that it's less than 2 hours long, so especially post the interval, you just feel like one thing is happening after the other way too fast and way too conveniently, and all of this is just way too hard to digest. In the first half, you actually see their struggle and their journey smuggling gold. But in the second half, when they take on things that are way more risky than what they did in the first half, they just do it with pure and absolute ease, as if they're complete pros at it. Well, unfortunately, I cannot tell you more about what's bad in the movie without giving you certain spoilers. So if you are interested, go ahead and watch the next section. If not, then skip to the final verdict. But hey, I am going to say that this next section is going to be absolutely hilarious and entertaining. So go ahead and watch it. So in the second half, the three air hostesses figure out that Vijay Walia, God, I just still can't get over the name. Well, so Vijay Walia is basically smuggling gold out of India to what they portray as the Middle East, but well, it's really Dubai. And you know why? Because they have a hotel called Al Burj. Get it? Like Burj Al Arab, and everything just looks like Dubai. So clearly, he's smuggling gold to Dubai. Guys, next time just try a little harder with the names maybe, okay? Well, anyways, so at this point, the three of them decide that, hey, we want to seek revenge and we will smuggle his gold and bring it back to India. Well, great, but just wait a minute. They've already been smuggling his gold from India to Dubai, like putting his gold out of India. And through this process, they made a good amount of money. I mean, enough money to buy a bunch of LVs and BMWs. So what is their motive? Why would they want to go ahead and do something like this, risk their lives, risk potentially being in jail all life long? Why? It just didn't add up to me. And if the reason behind this was, hey, we want to stand up for the people of Kohinoor Airlines who have been wronged, well, then that clearly did not come through effectively in the movie. Alright, so let's get back. Now they've decided that they want to go ahead and rob Vijay Walia. I mean, you know what? I'm just going to call him Vijay Malia, okay? So they want to rob Vijay Malia, and before you know it, boom, they're in Dubai at the 7-star hotel Al Burj, or basically Burj Al Arab. And before you know it, they are at Malia's daughter's wedding, and no one suspects a thing, okay? So let's just say that's fine, that's okay. But hey, before you even know it, now they're part of the housekeeping team of Al Burj, a top of the line 7-star hotel without any relevant work documents or work visa. Well, anyways, you might ask how, and here's how they do it. Basically through Tabu's bhabhi. Let me just sort this out for you, okay? So at some point in the movie, Tabu's brother tells her that his wife is in Dubai working for some hotel. Now let me just pause over here for a second, guys, okay? I've lived in Dubai for a few years, and I just want to tell you that there's at best maybe only like 1 billion hotels in Dubai, okay? And the first hotel they go to, Al Burj, guess what? Surprise, surprise. Bhabhi works there. And who gives you the job? Bhabhi, obviously. She goes ahead, talks to a manager. Before we know it, boom, 3 of them are in the housekeeping team of the best hotel, arguably in the entire world. I mean, at this point, I would say just go to Vegas, because with this kind of luck, nothing can really hold you behind. So now that they're in, what you see next is basically a super lazy version of Oceans 11, 12, 13 and 8. And now you have Kriti Sanan's brother, who by the way has been seen only thrice in the movie, और उसमें से एक scene में वो उसके साथ wow momos खा रहा है. Branded content. But anyways, Kriti's brother now hacks into the servers of Al Burj, arguably the best hotel, the best 7-star hotel in the entire world. Who needs Daniel Ocean when you've got Kriti's bro? So the second half is basically scattered with such amazing, genius and mind-blowing plans, which eventually lead them to a plane, a private jet of Vijay Malia. Yeah, I said it right, Vijay Malia, right? Where he is going to go to the Cayman Islands with all his gold. But hey, these air hostesses get onto the flight and make it land in India. And how do they do that? Simple, through a janitor at the airport who locks the air hostesses of that private jet into a bathroom and takes passport-size photo cutouts of Tabu and Kareena Kapoor and physically with glue pastes them onto ID cards of these air hostesses. And now that's how they clear security, and boom, immigration, international immigration is cleared through this amazing hack by this janitor. I mean, I don't get it. लोग इतना टाइम और एफर्ट क्यों डालते हैं फेक आईडीज बनाने में when you have such foolproof easy solutions at your disposal? So basically plane इंडिया में लैंड हो चुका है विजय माल्या के सारे सोने के साथ. And let's not forget that at this point, to divert this private jet from Cayman Islands to India, these people absolutely give zero fucks about things like airport clearance, ground clearance, international borders, homeland security. Fuck you. अब ये सब के बाद जो बाकी के flaws है थोड़े छोटे लगेंगे, but well, nevertheless, here are a few more. So it's breaking news that this company Kohinoor is bankrupt. And a few scenes later, we see the airline staff basically cry about their problems and the lack of money in their lives. At this point, Tabu tells them not to worry and things will get figured out. And guys, not a single person in this entire airline staff says, "Par hum to bankrupt hai, paise kahan se aayenge?" No, they just listen to Tabu and they're like, you're right. Thank you for consoling me. Also, apart from this, the news channel packaging and the overall text used in this movie are not very real. So for example, the news packaging does not have the date or time on it. It just has, the video and breaking news and tickers going under it. Also, Kriti gets a message saying, loan due in 2 days. Capital block letters. No, hi, Miss So-and-so, hello, Miss So-and-so, holding account number XYZ, blah, 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 blah. Your loan amount of blah, 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 blah is due by so-and-so date. Like, at least try and make a text look somewhat believable or professional. But hey, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not even complaining about this text, just given how insanely genius the second half of this movie actually is. So honestly, I was really rooting for this movie to do well because I genuinely feel that we need better women-centric and women-driven films in Bollywood. I actually thought this movie was pretty decent till the end of the first half, but unfortunately, the second half just took a completely different turn, and this, coupled with some pretty lazy writing, lets the whole film down. I'm still giving this movie 3 out of 5 because I don't believe that bad writing should overshadow everything else that was good in this movie. Is it worth a watch? Well, that's totally up to you. If you don't care about the flaws as much and want to see a good-looking, well-paced film with certain funny and interesting scenes in it, then go ahead. And if not, then I think, unfortunately, you can go ahead and skip this. Thanks a lot for watching. Please don't hold back on hitting that like button and sharing this video if you liked it. Please also go ahead and drop in your thoughts in the comment section, and I would love to have a chat with you guys. And most importantly, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and catch more interesting content from my end. Cheers, and I'll see you very soon.